Hi everyone, welcome back to the Drone Files. In this review, we will be having a look at the MJX X601H hexacopter, which is this thing over here. And what I really like about the 601 is it looks really good and it also flies very well. As you can see here, it has a nice matte black finishing, and it looks really sporty if you examine it from any direction, and it flies just as well. So okay, the 601 is slightly larger than the Cyma X5HW, and it's slightly smaller than the bigger X8W. So it's somewhere in the middle, and yeah, it's like all the other new MJX drones. You can either pilot it using the supplied transmitter, or you can use the MJX app on your smartphone to pilot it. Here we have the transmitter that comes with the 601. And this drone has altitude hold, so which works quite well when there's no strong wind. But when it gets windy, it can get a bit tricky to control it, especially when you want to land a drone, or when it gets a bit high up in the air, and it starts to get confused when there's strong winds, and it may start to rise by itself. So whatever you do, you shouldn't be flying this in really strong winds. You should be flying it in when the weather is not that windy. Other than that, when flying in calm weather conditions, this is a very nice this is a very nice hexacopter to have. You can really feel the propulsion, the power that it has. It's a lot more powerful than a Cyma X5 or similar quadcopters of that size, or even larger ones. It really changes direction very quickly. It's very responsive, and when you just punch the throttle up, it will just rise up very quickly. I mean, maybe not as fast as a proper FPV racer, but for a drone with cordless motors, that's quite impressive. At the bottom here we have the FPV camera, which is a Wi-Fi FPV camera, and a battery bay. So we have a really long FPV transmitter, Wi-Fi transmitter here. Okay, the battery is a if I'm not mistaken, it's a 7.4 volts 700 milliamp battery with a JST connector. You can either leave it inside and leave the charging port out like this and charge it, or you can charge it with your balance charger. So putting it back is a little bit tricky because the compartment is a bit tight, as you can see here. It's a little bit tight. What I normally do with this is, since I only have one battery, I'll leave it inside, and I'll just close leave the JST connector inside and leave the balance port outside so that you can charge it. And it's a little bit tricky to close because the battery door is a little bit flimsy anyway. And yeah, and we have the camera, which you can angle. You can angle the camera view here, and since this is a toy quadcopter, the optics on this camera is just so and so. It's not really something that you would get on a better drone like the Phantom 4 or similar quad. So don't really expect it to perform very well in terms of optical quality. And overall, it's quite a good drone. It's quite a good drone, and yeah, I like the way it handles, the way it flies. Sorry, the way it flies, and it does flips as well, although it's a bit, I think it's a bit too big for flipping. And as you can see here, the lights are blue, and blue in the front and orange at the back. Okay, so yeah, as I've mentioned earlier, you can either pilot this drone using the supplied transmitter, or you can use your smartphone with the app installed, just like the smaller MJX X916H that I reviewed earlier. What you need to do is you first need to turn on the quad like this, and once it's on, it will start its own Wi-Fi hotspot, and you need to connect the, okay, once it's connected, you can see this, it's connected to the MJX hotspot here, and all you need to do is turn on the app, and which is here. Over here you'll see the welcoming screen. You can have the monitor control or the drone control. If you go into the monitor control, you can see the drone, what the camera is seeing. Okay, let me give you a closer look. Okay, as you can see, there's a little bit of a really bad latency problem here. It takes about 1 second to change. Anyway, you wouldn't want to fly this on FPV alone without line of sight, because that's quite dangerous. And over in this screen, you can take pictures, record your pictures or videos, which will be saved on your phone. And if you go back to the main screen, you can go to the control panel. So this is basically a transmitter emulator, which you are supposed to use your thumb. So when you pilot the drone, you're going to do something like this, like as if you're piloting a normal transmitter. And this app basically does everything the drone can. I mean, you can control everything that it has. And you can first you need to do is power up the app first, and over here you have the flips, the speed modes, and you can even turn on the lights, turn on and off. Okay, and you even have a engine start button, which turns on the propellers in idle speed. Let me show you this. So you be okay. So when you can even take off with this this button here, and you can even land it. So the emergency shut off stick position is like this, in case you run into some trouble or something. And yeah, that's about everything you have over here. You even have headless mode and all that. And over here is the waypoint navigation screen. So what it does is, if you draw a path here, the drone will immediately follow the path. It's like a very crude method of waypoint navigation, but something probably one of the first. MJX probably has one of the first toy drones to actually feature such a unique feature here. So yeah, so what happens when you draw is the moment you lift off your hand, it will take off and follow the flight path. There is no execute flight plan button or anything, so you got to be prepared when you turn on the navigation. Over here you even have the scale, which is 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 or something. It makes the flying field much larger. So when you're in waypoint navigation, you don't have control of the quad's flying angle and all that. All you have is the throttle here and the yaw control. And okay, and over here we have the 3D view, which is basically a what it just turns your screen into a stereoscopic viewing for the camera, which you can put in. You can put your phone in a a 3D VR goggle, and you can view it in stereoscopic mode like this. It's important to note that there is no 3D effect on the screen. It's just a gimmick. Actually, it allows you to view the FPV feed via a VR goggle, but it doesn't really give you any depth of field. So it's basically just I wouldn't call it 3D. Actually, it's a bit misleading. Anyway, yeah, that's about it for the app. And you can even take pictures and videos here. So what do I think about this quad? Overall, I would say that it's a very good sorry, not quad, hexacopter. Yeah, it's a very good hexacopter drone. It handles very well when there's no wind, of course, and it costs probably, I think, less than $80, I think, with shipping, which makes it a very good deal if you compare it to other popular models like the Cyma X5HW. It's a little bit more expensive, but it flies very well. It looks really good, really sporty. Yes, I mean, it makes the Cyma look like, you know, something from last year. Anyway, would I recommend this to anyone? Yes, definitely. It flies very well. It looks great. Maybe some of the features in the app are a bit gimmicky, like the 3D VR view, the so-called 3D VR view, and even the waypoint navigation doesn't really work. I mean, it does work, but you really need a space that is very open and wide, like an open field. You cannot fly it if you're indoors or anything. Since this thing does not have GPS or any optical flow sensor, it doesn't not know where it's flying. It's basically guessing its way around in the air. So it could possibly hit into a wall or into a furniture or something, or a tree. So if you want to use waypoint navigation, make sure you use it in an open wide field with no one around. And yeah, it's a very good quad, I would say. Yeah, I guess that's about it for this review of the MJX X601H. If you've liked the video, please click on like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So till the next video, I'll see you again. Goodbye.